Hello there, my name is Thomas Kralow and welcome to my YouTube channel where we talk all things trading, finances and money in general. And now the time has finally come for me to disclose something that has been in the making for so long. And so many of you have been sending me messages on Instagram and in the comments on YouTube and everywhere else. So where, Thomas, where is that $1 billion idea? As you might know, that this YouTube channel is dedicated towards education in the world of trading, in the world of investments, about life in general, some motivation in terms of what's possible, some life hacks, some life tricks of how to spend money on luxury items and not lose any money, and etc. But the biggest idea, the core concept of this YouTube channel is the path from a few $1 million to $1 billion, and hopefully we'll get there soon. So before even doing any reports, and as I promised, I'll probably be doing either yearly or quarterly, and most likely quarterly, but we'll see reports on my net worth, on my monthly income, if it's increasing, if it's decreasing, where it's coming from, what kind of investments I'm looking to do, and what I'm invested in at any given moment, etc. So this is a big part of this YouTube channel, and of course one cannot become a billionaire overnight, so it's gonna be a long run. So please make sure to subscribe right now and hit that notification bell so that you're notified each time when I make a new upload. Every single video I try to make it fun, I try to make it informative and useful for any aspiring entrepreneur or trader or anybody who is trying to get to 1%, and try to keep BS out of it and try to keep as real as possible, even though a lot of people don't like realism and honesty and truth, but so be it. So now for this video, I'm gonna be setting certain benchmarks. Also, I'm gonna be calculating my net worth pretty much publicly, so I haven't done it before. There are certain reports of my trading in the past, some of the money that I made. Then there is the amount of money that I've spent, because a lot of people are saying that, oh, Thomas is like such a gazillionaire, blah, blah, blah. But in reality, I mean, I made some money in active trading over the course of almost like 8 years now, but I'm not trading actively for almost a year because I'm moving on to more interesting projects, the bigger projects that are actually capable of taking you to a billionaire level, sort of. So we'll discuss all of it. And of course, we need to know exactly where I'm at right now, and then see certain projections. So I'm going to do a series of 3 videos, this being the first one, where in the first one, this one, I'm gonna discuss my net worth, so exactly what I own, the cash that I have, and etc. So everything that is tangible, basically, in a way that I can actually sell it and get money for. So everything at current market value, etc. Then in the next video, which was hopefully is going to come out right after this one, I'm going to discuss the projections that we have for my net worth by the end of this year, which is soon, like half a year left, by the end of 2021. And then the third video, I'm going to be discussing my plans, so exactly what I'm working on right now and how I'm going to get to that billionaire level, and the projections for the year 2022. So how much money I should have, and my net worth and my monthly income projection and approximation by the end of 2022. That's going to be in the third video in this 3 video sequence. So make sure to subscribe and watch all of them, because you'll need the pieces of the puzzle from each single of these videos. Don't forget to like the videos, because I put a lot of work into them and a lot of time as well. Now let's talk about my net worth. And before we begin, what is net worth? Net worth can consist of many things, and usually does consist of many things. So if you own a rare painting, it can be a part of your net worth. Your car can be a part of your net worth, as long as you're calculating the realistic net worth. It means that you're calculating things, them being at current fair market value. So if you at some point bought a Mercedes for $100,000, a brand new one, and obviously depreciated over the last 5 years, like I lost on one of the cars like almost $250,000. In this case, you cannot really record into your net worth something that has depreciated. So if Mercedes was worth 100,000 and now it's worth about 30,000, then you're recording 30,000. So that's it, not 100,000 that you've spent at some point, because that's going to be a dishonest net worth, so to speak. So yeah, let's begin by talking about the most important one. So, and I didn't finish the thought, your net worth, it's a number that consists of many things like your cars, watches, paintings, antiques, land, real estate, stocks, crypto, companies that you own and shares of those companies, and all obviously at the current fair market value. So sometimes it takes quite a while to calculate somebody's net worth, and that net worth can be changing dramatically within the year or whatever, even especially if it's a huge net worth with a bunch of stuff in it. The market value of things fluctuate, they go up, they go down. So even when you wake up, if you're rich, you might have become, a few $1 million richer, or $1 billion sometimes richer, or poorer without doing shit, because it's just appreciating or depreciating. So let's begin and jump right into my fair market value net worth of everything that I own. Just jumping a little bit ahead, I lost quite a bit of money at some point in my life because I was young. I got some first money and from active trading, and I thought that I should invest some money into something stupid as something like real estate. I did a little bit of it, not too much, but I did lose quite a bit. So I didn't make anything. Even though I'm getting certain small amount of income per year, per month as well from the real estate that I have, and I'll tell you exactly what it is, but it was a bad mistake. So in terms of the percentage, I made some money in terms of the return I'm getting from it, so like rent. But in terms of its value, I actually lost a little bit of money because of two specific properties, but it is what it is. So anyway, my real estate net worth at this time is roughly, again, I did the calculation based on what I see in the market right now in the country where I have this real estate. So it is what it is. It can change tomorrow. It might have been different a month ago, etc. So it is basically my own calculation of the numbers that I see on the market right now. And all of the real estate that I have is only in Europe, so I don't have anything anywhere else, so it's something that would belong to me. Therefore, this worth is in euro, and that number is 576,000 euro, or about $685,000. That consists of one flat that we lived in with Sofia a while ago. And then I have 3 smaller flats, like really small ones. They're not expensive, but they offer really good yearly return on investment. And actually the previous one, the big flat that we have, which costs a few €100,000, is the one that I lost most money on, because I bought it a while ago and the market was better back then on like luxury real estate. I also own 4 small commercial storage units, which give me the best yearly return, around 10%, but they're really tiny, so they don't really bring much. And then I have a small bit of land, which is like the worst freaking investment ever. But that one, it is what it is. And it's probably impossible to sell it by now, but we are trying. We've been trying to sell it for quite a while. So yeah, my overall net worth in terms of real estate is $685,000. That is, again, fair market value at this time. So the next one is cars. So you all know that I love cars, and at some point I had quite a few. And at this time we have only 2. We have Sophia's quite an old Panamera, which is quite a cool car actually, but it's her first nice car, so it is what it is. And then we also have the Rolls-Royce Phantom, which I bought with the intention to make some content with, but I don't have any time. It's in Dubai, so its worth is a bit more than I paid for it, so I'll make probably $10,000 to $15,000 on it. So it's content for you guys on YouTube, for my own amusement and enjoyment, because it still is a Rolls-Royce Phantom, and I never had one, and I'll make like $10,000 to $15,000 on it, so why not? And the total worth of our cars is, again, depending on the situation, I would say the fair market value is about $117,000 to $125,000. Then the next one is watches. And again, current market value, not purchase price. And some of the watches I lost money on, and some of the watches I made a lot of money on. One of the best investments I've ever had was Patek 5711. And if you know watches, then you know exactly the one I'm talking about. And for you watch geeks, I paid retail for it. I bought it from Patek. So you know how much money I made on it. So currently my watch collection is estimated to be worth around $210,000. So nothing crazy, but still a nice collection. Then comes cash. So in total, if you take it all together and convert it into dollars, all of it that is not in dollars, some of it is in dollars already, then you'll get roughly $2,656,105. 2.6 mil. In short, 20 to 35% of it is going to be invested soon in different things, something that will be discussed in this YouTube channel as well. And in these videos, this sequence of 3 videos of my plans, how to get to $1 billion from a few $1 million, all of that is going to be discussed as well. So the next one will be the companies. Currently I have one of the biggest incomes that is being generated is the company that is the Thomas Kralow University Grade Trading Education. And how did I actually calculate the worth of this company? Because it's not something tangible, it's not a factory or a piece of real estate. It's just an education, it's my brand, it's my logo, it's something that is generating money. In the world of real estate, you could say that something is worth 10 years worth of its income. So if something is bringing you $100,000 a year, its worth might be around 1 million. 100,000 times 10, so if somebody is investing money, they want to have that 10% yearly return. In the world of real estate, it might be okay. As an example, in the world of digital products, it's something that is high risk, it's not as tangible, it can change, and therefore usually the value of something like this is being calculated in terms of the worth and the overall income of it for about 3 to 4 years. So if something is bringing you $100,000 per year, it could be worth anywhere from, for example, 300 to 400,000 instead of 1 million, as with, for example, real estate, which is more reliable. Etc. Investors are ready to pay more. And of course, I also had 2 offers from individuals who wanted to purchase my brand, my logo, my trading education as a whole, as a business. They just wanted to pay me money, keep me at a small retainer or whatever, a small fraction of shares that I would keep, having some interest in it. And they would basically own my name and my trading education, all the copyright, trademark, etc. And the offers were 2 offers. One offer, and I mentioned it before in one of my YouTube videos, one was $3 million and the second was $4 million. And that was, at the time it was good because it was bringing me less than $100,000 per month. And now it's bringing more than 100,000. So currently it would be, and of course I declined it because I know that it's gonna be, we are gonna scale it more and more and more. And that's something that we'll discuss in the next videos as well, and including this video potentially as well. So currently that's why I would say that the net worth of this company, the worth of this company, the value of this company would be in the middle of these 2 offers. So this is $3.5 million. Of course, at the current return rate, if you even calculate this 3 to 4 years, so let's say 3.5 years worth of its net income, then it would be worth more than $5 million at this time. But let's, for the sake of this calculation, I'll price it at $3.5 million simply because that's what I was offered on average. Let's move on to stocks and crypto. So I do not have any stocks currently, I only have cryptocurrencies, and at this time in my portfolio it's roughly $476,000. As you might know, I've entered heavily, in my opinion, heavily into crypto in the end of 2019. I entered with roughly $30,000 and I did 20x on it. And by the way, a lot of people were asking me how much money did I make in the end, because I just said 20x, but some people were thinking that I invested like $5 million and became a billionaire, which is unfortunately not the case. But I invested just 30,000 bucks. It was the money I was ready to lose on the crypto market, and I was just getting into it. So basically, and I exited with 20x, which I made roughly 600. In total, it was almost like $600,000. And I've been entering back into most cryptocurrencies, like 9 biggest ones like Cardano, Chainlink, BitTorrent, Stellar Lumens, Polkadot, etc. Because I'm doing and watch a separate crypto video that I did on how to buy the dip. So the lower it goes, the more I buy, basically. And right now I have, since I'm buying at stages, some of the stages have negative balance, right? So it has some minus on it, and overall I have about 20% minus right now. But if it goes a bit lower, I still have about 30% of the portfolio left unutilized. So if it moves lower, more orders will be triggered and the better average price I'll get. So obviously if it goes back to an all-time high, which where it was at some point before the current crash, then it will go far beyond $1 million just in crypto, hopefully. Yeah, so basically that's pretty much it. So it brings it down to currently at around $476 $60,000, which for me is quite a lot. I'm very surprised to see this kind of return in the crypto market. It's one of the best deals I've ever got in terms of my long-term investments, but it is what it is, and just from 30,000 bucks. Then the next thing will be discussing the liability. So obviously when you're calculating the net worth, you really need to know, how much you own, what's worth what, and then also the liability. So how much do you owe? Maybe you have a mortgage or you have some debt or whatever. And the realistic thing with me is that I've been always against debt. So I never actually borrowed any money, and if at some point in my life I ever did, I always repaid as soon as I could. I never took big money from anyone. For me, it was always, something I couldn't risk doing. So at this time, Thomas Kralow is debt-free. So I don't owe anybody anything, not even one single bloody dollar. So I don't have anybody's investments, so nobody has invested into me, nothing. Everything that I own is owned by me 100%, and I don't have anybody hanging over my head, and not even credit cards. I have a few credit cards, but I'm only building my credit. I'm using maybe like 20% of the amount I can spend, and then I'm paying it back as soon as possible to build the credit. And it's actually, let me know in the comments if I should do a separate video on how to build credit properly and without doing it like an idiot, which is actually going to hurt your credit and you'll never get a good mortgage. So this is a separate art, to be honest, and one of my friends taught me how to do it properly. And basically I don't have any debt. I have some expenses. I spend a lot of money. It's just the way it is, unfortunately. Maybe fortunately, you live once. I have for rent, just the rent in Dubai, I pay about $60,000 a year, which is not too bad considering the amount of money that I'm making, so I'm fine with it. And I have some everyday expenses like restaurants, something for my parents, for my mother. I mean, I grew up without a father, but my mother and grandmother are still there, so some of the stuff for them, but they don't take very much, maybe a few thousand per month. I help them out. Then something for Sophia, some watch or some small stuff, some shopping and restaurants. Sometimes we can spend a few $1,000s a night in a restaurant, so all of that goes into expenses. And I do love nice food, so basically maybe I spend $100,000+ per year altogether on living and expenses, but that's pretty much it. So no debt, but some expenses. And that brings us to income. So how much money do I consistently make per month? It used to be fluctuating very much when I was doing a lot of active trading, and I was doing only active trading and investments, and I couldn't do anything else. And that's the reason why I'm moving away from active trading. I teach people how to do it. So if they want to dedicate their lives to it, feel free, and as always, all the links in the description, but I'm out of it. So I'm only doing long-term investments, portfolio building, and I'm investing into my own private equity, so to speak. So I'm investing into my own companies right now that I have enough brains and some brain cells to rub together to create those companies, invest my own money into them without any stupid investors who are going to just screw things up, and you're going to be left with nothing. So I'm controlling everything, and I know exactly how to manage my money when it comes to my own company creation. For some of the companies we'll be discussing, I do have some partners, co-investors, partners, the people that I trust, and I know that I'll be able to work together, but per company, usually not more than one partner. So I know one person I'm working with, and usually I'll be working without anybody. So So at this time, as far as my income is concerned, there are a few income sources, but there is one huge one. So I traded my active trading income source for more passive income source, which is teaching people how to do it. And right now I'm making on average about $125,000 per month. This is after expenses, taxes, which there are none in Dubai. This is coming down to about $125,000 per month. Then I also am renting out some real estate, which I don't know if I even need to mention it, but I make roughly like $2,300 on the real estate. And I make some money off of YouTube. So you guys are watching me, thank you for your support. And I'm making $2,000 a month. Yoo-hoo, huge income. So with 50,000 subscribers and the amount of views that I'm getting, I'm making $2,000 a month, which is, but it is what it is. The more views you get and the more subscribers you have, the more money you'll be making percentage-wise. So the share of the money that YouTube will be paying you is going to be increasing as your subscribers and views are increasing. So subscribe and watch my videos. Then comes the crypto portfolio income. So I used to get some money from dividends if I would be invested in certain dividend paying stocks, but I don't have any now, so I cannot really put anything in there. And then obviously I shouldn't really put anything into crypto earnings, because even though I've made like almost 500 something thousand bucks over the course of 18 months before I sold off my recent crypto portfolio, it would be roughly $31,000 a month from crypto, but it's only a one-time thing and we'll see what happens with it. So I can really put it in there. So at this time, my monthly income will be around 130,000 bucks, so a little bit less, 129 or something like that. So, and like Instagram and other social media platforms, I don't make any money off of them because I don't do any advertising, and usually I get a lot of offers, but they're all bullshit. I don't want to, advertise some Forex bullshit robots or signal services of Forex and, some garbage brokers and stuff that people will be only doomed to fail with those brokers and the environment that those brokers create for their traders. So no, not for me. So that's why I don't make any money off of Instagram. So then, as I said, my expenses are quite high. So it's roughly, I would say $12,000 a month together with rent. So that's pretty much my expenses. And a rough estimate, I just looked at some bank statements. I don't really follow it to the dollar. So I did some calculations and I was a bit surprised, but oh well. So, and then my total net worth as I'm sitting here right now, it's about, let me see, $7,647,000. So $7.5 million is my net worth of this smug face or whatever people call it. So $7,647,000 bucks. And quite honestly, I have to make a confession. It could have been easily a lot more than $10 million. But if you look at my Instagram, you know that I like to spend money on things like helicopter rides, first class Emirates Airlines tickets, expensive restaurants, at some point one brand new car that I lost a lot of money on. I lost some money on some real estate, on stupid deals, on a lot of other stuff. So Thomas Kralow has been at once a stupid young guy who's I probably lost, I shouldn't say lost, just wasted, spent, and pissed away a few million bucks. Easy, like easily a few million, probably a bit more. Because I traveled like crazy. I could take my whole family to the Seychelles Islands and we'll fly first class, or we'll stay in a villa on the Praslin Island in Lemuria Hotel and I'll pay for everybody. And at one trip, I remember one of the trips I did cost me over $100,000 for 1 week. 8 days, 9 days. It was less than 10 days and it was over $110,000. It's nuts. I mean, I've spent some crazy money on some crazy stuff. So yeah, and that's pretty much it. This video is coming to an end. In the next one, we're gonna discuss the projections that I have, that I did rationally for the end of this year. So this project, the trading education that I'm doing right now, it's going exponential. So it's growing faster and faster and faster, and the income is growing real quick as well. And there are certain projections that I have that I think we're going to reach by the end of 2021. And also we'll start talking about all the new projects that I'm working on, especially in video 3, so the one after the next one. So finally, I'm going to disclose exactly what businesses I'm doing, what are those projects that I'm investing my time and money into, and exactly how much money I'm going to be making from all of it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.